In every family, there's one person who drives you a little crazy.
I gotta pick Jill up at 4 in the morning.
She comes once a year and she's leaving on Sunday.
But during the holidays,
Jack, no fighting this year.
there's no escaping it when it's your sister.
How we doing?
Your twin sister.
Are you going bald? Huh?
Hello and welcome to What the Flick, everybody. I'm Matt Atchity, editor-in-chief of Rotten Tomatoes. To my right, Alonzo Duralde of The Wrap and the Linoleum Knife podcast. To my left, Ben Mankiewicz, Turner Classic Movies. Today, we're talking about Jack and Jill, starring Adam Sandler.
Why did I do this?
I was like, are you blowing your nails?
No, I've started to do this like it's a cool thing that guys do, but it's not.
Did you just have a mani-pedi and
I did.
the gloss is still
Who
wet?
thinks this is cool? And I'm like, you're saying Ben Mankiewicz, Turner Classic. I'm like, that's right. Yep.
Where's your apple?
That's me.
You got an apple in your...
All right, so here's what we're going to do to get a description of Jack and Jill. This is on the Rotten Tomatoes website, but I guess written by Sony.
Right, we got the synopsis for the movie.
But
from
here's
the
what it's
studio.
about.
But
Who cares? Because this nails it. Jack and Jill is a comedy. There you go.
See, there you go, believe in things you read on the net.
Jack and Jill is a comedy focusing on Jack Saddlestein, Adam Sandler, a successful advertising executive in Los Angeles with a beautiful wife and kids. That's true, they're beautiful. Breathtaking. He dreads one event each year, guys, the Thanksgiving visit of his identical twin sister, Jill. I don't know if you realize this. Also Adam Sandler. Jill's neediness and passive aggressiveness is maddening to Jack. So frustrating. Turning his normally tranquil life upside down. Katie Holmes, it says here, plays Erin, Jack's wife. No mention, though, of the biggest star in the film.
Compliments of Mr. Pacino. What? This is insane, man! You gotta call him!
Oh, will you stop already? You know all he wants to do is play Twister with your sister.
Adam Sandler is
Your sister and I grew up on the same streets. When I look at her, I see me.
When I look at her, I see me too.
Jack and Jill.
We were talking about Katie Holmes while that clip was running. Okay, it's Katie Holmes, but it doesn't matter.
It could have been a cardboard stand-up of anyone. She has nothing to do, nothing funny to say, nothing funny to do, barely even functions in the plot. She's just sort of there to stand next to Adam Sandler? I don't get it. Why does she do it? Why do they get her for this?
I think she was advised to do this by the same manager who advised her to marry Tom Cruise.
Allegedly.
No.
But yeah, she just stands there and like bounces ideas off him. She's not giving. It's not like she screws up a line. She's not giving a line of any.
She's an innocent bystander
matter.
in this movie, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Literally bystanding.
It's at 0 right now.
Yes, it's at a 0. Now there's only 6 reviews at the time.
And there'll be many more by the time
There'll be more
you see
coming
this.
in. It'll come up. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it deserves a 0. I think the movie's good enough that some people will give it some positive reviews.
Right. The question is, are we?
Are we? Yeah, right. When Pacino comes in and all of his scenes and even just the plot line and what they're doing with him is so completely different. It's something new in a Sandler movie that they would get someone that big to come in and really have that much fun.
Yeah, because he's introduced with Johnny Depp in the movie, and in the exact kind of scenario that you would expect cameos from big stars in a movie like this. So you think they're both. This is going to be cameos. It's Pacino and Johnny Depp at a Laker game, and that's it. And then for the next hour, Pacino is as major a player in the movie as anybody else.
Yeah, so it was one of the times where, usually with a Sandler movie, it's like, okay, this is dumb, and it would have been dumb no matter who did it. This movie, I think if you'd had somebody who wasn't Dennis fucking Dugan directing it, it might actually have been a really fun comedy. But Dugan has no timing, no subtlety, no anything, and he is Sandler's go-to guy. He has directed almost every major Adam Sandler comedy, and he's terrible. And usually the movies are terrible too, and so it's like, fine, whatever, they deserve each other. This movie, had you put it in the hands of somebody who was actually competent at making a comedy, this could have really transcended and gone somewhere.
I felt that you ask a performer like Sandler, who there are moments where he really sort of, he gives it his all, and that he lays himself out for ridicule. He's in drag, for crying out loud.
Sure.
And I just feel like he got betrayed in some ways. Whether it's the editing or manner of shot, but as you say, the timing is just off. Like as a layman, you look at this and think, who saw that and thought, no, we can we can make this just even in editing. We can make this just a little tighter.
Right.
And then there are these funny, they're allegedly funny, very much in quote marks, cutaways where like a bird, drinks chocolate or drinks bourbon, and they seem just literally randomly stuck in. I mean, they break up flow and they break up timing.
It must be, you got to figure that at this point in his career, in spite of what the critics may think, Sandler's got a relatively successful movie career. You would think he'd be able to work with any director he wants, and maybe it's something that Dugan comes along and doesn't. Kind of let Sandler be Sandler and do whatever he wants and isn't going to question him. And, unlike some other...
But occasionally Sandler will, he'll do a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. He'll do a James L. Brooks movie.
Occasionally.
Very rarely, but usually it's like, no, I got Dennis Dugan on speed dial, and it's like, it's... And on
I
the one
can do
hand,
whatever I want with my friends.
It is lovely that he is this loyal to the people that have been with him all along, and Dugan was there at the very beginning when nobody wanted to work with the canteen boy from Saturday Night Live or whatever. But my God, pay him a nice severance, buy him a house in Hawaii, and move on. Hire somebody else, please.
Yeah, I thought he got betrayed a couple of times because there are moments we laughed hard. There's one exceptionally funny line that's almost worth seeing the movie for, and there's some other funny moments.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Pacino definitely has the funniest line in the movie, and it is almost worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
That combined with the sequence at the end with Pacino.
That was great,
which
too.
has to be seen to be believed.
Right?
And I won't give it away, but it's awesome. And
the scenes of Pacino on stage dealing with cell phones while in the middle of giving a performance.
There's three really good things in this movie.
Right. It's all Pacino.
But it's all the Pacino stuff.
Yeah, right. But with Sandler, a couple of them with him, and so anyway.
Okay.
All right. So our numbers are not
are
that bad. What do we? I have a 4.9. I just under 5.
4.2, which is probably as generous as I've ever been with one of his movies.
I give it a 5 because I think, go see it and take your life in your own hands. It's up to you. Not really a recommendation.
At least it's short.
Right.
So 4.7 overall. Not really a recommendation, but not a
diss.
Right. Not a diss, and not a declaration that you must avoid.
Right.
All right. Thanks.